in Abuja. At the opening, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olatunji Ruwandisu, charged Nigerian youths to resist being used as instruments for political and digital thuggery, while also calling on political leaders and actors not to recruit young people to fight political battles.
Young people should be at the forefront of global challenge and innovations. That is the role we want Nigerian youth to play, not as instruments of destruction, but as drivers of national transformation. I therefore appeal to everybody to be cautious as we approach the 2027 electoral times.
The event with the theme, Different Contexts, Common Aspirations, had in attendance youth organizations, students, and stakeholders, and featured the launching of the National Youth Campaign, My Future is Greater Than Political and Digital Thuggery. The police chief called on the youth to see security as everybody's business and not underestimate the power of their voices, which he encouraged them to use positively.
My young Nigerians, never underestimate the power of your voice. Your voice matters in your community. Your voice matters in your school and workplace. Your voice matters online. Your voice matters in democratic process, but influence comes with responsibility. This program is therefore not simply about telling young people what to do. It's about building partnership that give them something better to do. The Nigerian police force wants to engage young Nigerians as partners in building safe communities, partnership in preventing violence, partners in combating cybercrime, partners in promoting responsible digital citizenship. Security is not the responsibility of the police alone. It is a shared responsibility.
He outlined the role of the Nigerian police force.
The force fully recognizes and respects the constitutional right of the Nigerian youth to participate in political activities, support political parties, express their opinions, and campaign for candidates of their choice, provided such activities remain peaceful and lawful. Our responsibility is to create the security environment in which these democratic rights can experience freely and safely. We will protect citizens. We will facilitate peaceful campaigns. We will secure candidates, campaign venues, and public spaces within the law. We will protect the integrity of the electoral environment. But let me be equally clear. We will not protect violence. We will not tolerate the recruitment or mobilization of young Nigerians for political violence.
A student from one of the police children's schools spoke on behalf of other youths.
Today, we're not just celebrating International Youth Day. We are declaring our position, and that position is this: my future is banned on political thuggery. My future is banned on violence. My future is banned on silence. And to build that future, Nigeria needs a new construct between leadership, peace, and empowerment. And that's what the National Peace Building, Security, and Empowerment Initiative is all about.
Lucy Taro reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. Yes, that brings us to our topic for today. We'll be looking at the impact of the mass surrender by terrorist members to the fight against terrorism and insurgency in Nigeria. Already we have joining us from Maiduguri, Borno State. Of course, we know that Maiduguri, Borno State, the whole of Borno and Southeast and the Northeast had a share in terrorism activities for over 15 years now. We have Comrade Adamu Ijubri, who is an academician and also a researcher, particularly on cybersecurity, joining us via Zoom. But before he comes on, let's take this short intro by Elizabeth Tanko.
For years, Nigeria's fight against terrorism has been defined by fierce battles, counter-offensives, and sustained military operations. But today, a different development is emerging as more terrorists are abandoning their camps and laying down their arms. In the past 1 year, not fewer than 2,000 terrorist elements with their family members have surrendered to the troops of the Armed Forces of Nigeria amid intensified efforts to degrade terrorist networks across the country. Under the strategic guidance of the Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waheed Shaibu, the troops of the Northeast Joint Task Force Operation Hadinkai (OPHK) has intensified kinetic, non-kinetic, and psychological operations against the strongholds of Boko Haram and ISWAP elements, while also strangulating their logistics supply network. The increasing number of surrenders comes amid intensified ground and air operations, particularly with unmanned armed vehicles by Operation Hadinkai, the clearing of terrorist-infested areas, and growing pressure on terrorist enclaves. Enhanced military capabilities, stronger strategic partnerships, and efforts to disrupt terrorist suppliers and logistics are further limiting the ability of terrorist groups to sustain their operations and retain their fighters. Following other previous surrenders, on the 19th August 2026, 10 family members of suspected terrorists, accompanied by 24 children, surrendered to troops in Mafa, Borno State. As pressure increases, the growing number of fighters abandoning their camps could point to weakening morale, declining operational capacity, and internal fractures within terrorist camps. For the military, every genuine surrender means fewer combatants on the battlefield, while information obtained through proper screening and debriefing could provide valuable insight into terrorist networks, movements, hideouts, and logistics. With continued government support, the objective remains to degrade terrorist capabilities, restore security, and create the conditions necessary for lasting peace. Those who surrender must, however, be properly screened and processed, with rehabilitation and reintegration considered for those who qualify under established programs, and are equally being closely monitored even after being integrated into their communities, which will prevent them from rejoining the terror groups. Ultimately, if this trend continues, mass surrender could become a powerful indicator that sustained military pressure is changing the calculations within terrorist camps from resistance to survival and ultimately to surrender. For Nigeria, that could mean more than a battlefield victory. It could be an important step towards restoring lasting peace, rebuilding affected communities, and securing a safer future for the nation. Elizabeth Anko, reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Yeah, welcome back. Yes, we'll go straight now to Maiduguri, Borno State, where Comrade Adamu Jubre is already waiting to join us. Comrade, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, your just seems to be cracking. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, please. My chief.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on the program. I don't know if you're able to follow the intro that we just played. Tell us, you're in Borno State, of course. You are lecturing there, and you've been carrying on a lot of research activities for so many years over there. Tell us, what is the state of the fight against terrorism and insurgency currently in the northeast?
Good evening, viewers, citizens, and our partners. Of course, we honor our resilience, communities, and the breakthroughs of Operation Hadinkai, whose relentless pressure forced these mass surrenders. You know, because I'm using systems, so the voice is like echoing. Well, for quite some times, what I expect you to ask, Mr. Chief, is regarding this mass surrender for both Boko Haram and ISWAP. though we, the communities, we used not to differentiate between the Boko Haram and then ISWAP. We define and consider them as equal. For quite some times, you know, the forefront type of, these fighters, the Boko Haram, basically, some part of these core fighters are indigenous. But those in the fields, you understand, those in the fields actually are our own people. This happened to be, if you check on the camp, those that where people are doing rehabilitation, what we call it, for surrendering people. If you see those type of people entirely, they don't even look like our own people. You understand? But the core principle, the actors, those in charge, in control, you know, most are our own people. Of course, soldiers contribute a lot, and then the local communities, then coming to international communities. So of course it's true that we can see changes. But one mighty thing is that in between, for over decades, most of the major city, when I say city, I mean local governments, you know, but not alone have around 27 local governments. So most of these northeastern part of Nigeria, I mean the northeast states, they have around 17, 20, 24, 27 different local governments. So maybe take case study, example of Maiduguri, Borno, Borno, Adamawa, and Yola, where most of these are local governments. If you read the local government, meaning within the city or the town, is safe and peace. But in between the two local governments, you know, the challenge, so many things, activities, bad things is happening. You know, quite sometimes.
Okay, yeah, comrade. Now you have given us a background to what it is to currently, like you said, there's a great level of improvement compared to what it used to be. What do you think is making these terrorists to surrender? Why do you think they are surrendering?
Well, it's kinetic strike by our military. The logistic blockage, international leadership briefs, and at times, harsh battlefield conditions. You know, this and many more have left fighters and their families with no option but to yield.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Yes. Some people would say that are we really sure that those coming out to say they have surrendered and they are not fighting again, if genuinely they've truly surrendered, are they not only coming out to maybe get some rest or sometimes spy on what is happening, then go back again and return to start fighting?
of course, it's true. This brought a lot of chaos. You know, many local perspectives prove wrong and some prove right. Meaning, in the initial repentance, you know, long before now, during COVID-19, I witnessed one or two cases similar to this. That some people, those that are, the fighters, this insurgency, insurgents, Boko Haram or ISWAP, those ready to surrender. Because at that time, it's something new. You understand? You cannot easily be judged, and people from the local communities are not appreciate to welcome those people. So if they come after rehabilitation, then try to make meetings and work with the community, then this happen to be they find it difficult actually to live and to stay in the community. That was then. You know, many years from now, like 4 or 5 years from now. You understand? But this time around, if you check the local businesses within Maiduguri and some part of Yola and Tame and Damaturu, you know, most at least 100 people. You understand? They now consider, and we cannot easily be judged, but what matters is that the information, I believe, some of the information that's supposed to reach their families. When I say family, I mean those that refuse to come and join the repentance, or rehabilitation. So matters. But in the local communities for now, no, I don't think so. Because they used to find something for free. Many things, So this was then, maybe in a long perspective.
Okay.
It's true, but no one else.
Why do you think it's easier for the communities to accept them back now? Because some would say if someone has witnessed and a terrorist kills his relatives or his parent, and tomorrow he comes out to say that he has repented, how would they accept such a person back to the communities? Why do you think that the people are beginning to accept them back?
Well, sometimes because of no options, sir. You understand? And that was there, like I told you earlier. This crisis affects many central part of the northern part of Nigeria. Some 10 years plus back from now. You understand? So I don't think people from the main community, this insurgency, of course it affects us, but long time before now. And then those people that you can easily see and identify that this person killed my papa. We had this, that was the earlier time for the repentance and rehabilitation. So because not only Boko Haram ISWAF require the rehabilitations, so this awareness reach the community as well. But in the earlier time, before the community adopts these systems, of course it's difficult. But now you have no option. Somebody who surrender, and provided that they surrender, you have a free mind to go and do your family, to travel. You understand? So if you continuously not to accept this type of people, I believe it's like the crisis, and security is everyone's business.
Okay.
So I believe most of this information, if you say long before now, yes, it's true. We find it difficult. The community also contributes not to accept these people, but later on, after 1 or 2 understanding, awareness, education, it becomes as usual.
Okay. Now, would you credit the troops of the Northeast Operation Hardin Kai, give them the credit for at least the pressure placed on these terrorists that is making them to surrender now?
Of course, yes. But before the credits, I will appreciate if the same pace of those contribute to this peacemaking 15, 12, 10 years. Yeah, probably 15 years or 12, 13, during 2013, 14, and 15, when the situation is at peak point. So this type of people, it's very difficult. You understand? Because they're not friendly, I'm sorry to say, than our current people, meaning current army. Of course, they require credit, because in fact, sometimes if you see this type of people, it's not only credit, I wish if you have some people in the local community like Maiduguri, Yola, when I say Maiduguri, I mean Maiduguri and its environment, you'll understand how people are crediting and respecting army. You understand? But like before the area period, of course they deserve this credit.
So the public, the citizens are more receptive and happy with the troops now than before.
Than before, of course, sir.
Okay.
The culture, this even stalking. Long before now, doesn't mean that people are not doing stalking, but if you wear some dressing that outfits that is entirely different with the community, you will be even defined and consider like you're different. But now you can see people are even encouraging more to join army.
Oh, that's
So what makes the situation a little bit worse is that most of the people that deserve to join the army, the age, when it comes in terms of age, like now considering our civilian jet here, the age, those are in forefront. So the age is beyond age that they're supposed to be considered in the military. Else, if you have seen the mass number of people that are ready to join the army.
okay. Yeah, comrade.
I'm open than before. So.
Yeah, comrade, would have loved to continue with this discussion, but let's, on a final note, let's find out, how do you think we can effectively put a stop to the killings and the attacks in terror by these terrorists in the Northeast?
I strongly advocate using sports as a tool for peace building.
Okay.
We like sports. When I say sport, I mean general sports.
Okay.
There's no way you will continuously see people on streets. If you check the history of most of this northern part of Nigeria, some of the empire, they are warriors. Take an example of Borno, it is empire in the history of these emirates. They are warrior. Even our fourth council names after warriors, actually warriors. So so which I strongly advocate using sport as a tool for peace building.
Okay.
But by not only local and national, but including international sports. Globally, nations prioritize sport like football.
Okay.
And many, because of the unites people.
All right.
Building discipline, that's an opinion and constructive alternative to.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Adamu Jubril, for your time, because you have given us great insight to what is happening in Borno State, particularly the whole of Northeast. We must thank you so much for your time. We'll look forward to having you again soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, viewers, that was our discussion. The topic was impact of mass surrendering by terrorists and how it affects the fight against terrorism and insurgency in Nigeria. If you have enjoyed this, join us again next week when we bring you another exciting edition. Until then, stay tuned and remain blessed.
The stories now break online. Don't miss anything from our real-time updates and exclusive content. Follow and participate in discussions on live TV studio programs to shape the narratives. Subscribe, engage, and share from AIT.live at AIT_online on X, AIT Online on Facebook, Official AIT Live on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, AIT_live, and AIT Livestream 1 on YouTube. Stay connected with AIT. On air, online, online.
The issues as they break. The multitude, the political figures. the state and non-state actors.
It's a serious threat to democracy.
And our governments seem to be incapable of protecting
the scheming.
This is not a period we should stay by and go. Every part of this country is important.
The intrigue.
There can be no one person that is bigger than the party.
Deft moves and the momentous declaration.
We didn't get any protection.
I'm not particularly against anybody.
We track and capture them all.
I don't believe in godfatherism and politics.
Follow in-depth analysis and no-holds-barred interviews.
Armed forces of the country is well capable. They need the political will.
Are they just waking up from sleep? Is there complacency?
Feel the pulse of happenings in the political arena on AIT Democracy Today. Widely acclaimed authority on politics. Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. Nigerian time.
Not every wound bleeds. Some are carried in silence, behind the smiles, behind the success, behind the laughter. Millions of people are living with invisible wounds caused by trauma, depression, anxiety, substance abuse, gender-based violence, insecurity, and the pressures of everyday life. This October 8th to 10th, Nigeria will host a conference to change the conversation. The Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, through the National Mental Health Program, in collaboration with ECHO's Africa Initiatives, USA, proudly present. The 2026 Mental Health and Gender-Based Violence Conference. Theme: Invisible Wounds. Understanding mental health, trauma, gender-based violence, and their impact on society. Join renowned global mental health experts, national policymakers, healthcare professionals, community leaders, and mental health ambassadors from Nollywood and the entertainment industry for 3 transformative days of learning, dialogue, innovation, and action.
There's an African proverb that it takes a village to raise a child. Mental health is everybody's business.
Together, we can replace stigma with understanding, silence with hope, and despair with healing. Because mental health is everyone's business. Be part of the movement. Register today. For sponsorship, partnership, and registration details, visit our website or call the numbers on your screen. Together, let's heal minds, strengthen communities, and transform lives. Mental Health and Gender-Based Violence Conference Nigeria 2026. Register and secure your spot now. Mental health is a human right.
If you look at Igbos, they are very self-contained. They don't like you go to government, you see them having this food stamps and that. Anongwa man or Igbo, let me get from Igbo, they don't even go and apply for this. They want to struggle, and have everything for themselves, right? So, but if you come to Ungwa people, they are all into make sure their family are well fed. So for that, they are very industrious. They are very, very, everything they are doing, they want to make sure that they are content with what they have. So I'm proud of that. You can't see an Ungwa man, going to beg somebody, oh, give me this. No, we try all we can, work very hard, and make sure you take care of yourself and your family.
We have collective attributes that we can say that if you have a Ungwa man, you are likely to meet someone who is very, very hospitable, who is very generous, who is willing to help others more often than they want to help themselves. So these are typical Ungwa person. The Ungwa person cherishes his or her culture, very, very important. And that's one of the things we have manifested in New York. Even while away from home, we cherish our culture, we practice our tradition.
We have a way of greeting. So we make sure no matter how the English they are doing, you must make sure they know how we greet. Maze, now. So that's a kind of respect also when you see an elder. So we that is a part of what we teach them when you that's why it's very important we maintain our culture.
Ungwa Cultural Organization of New York is an organization, first of all, that you become a member by just because you are born or married in the Ungwa local government areas of Abia State in Nigeria. You know the Obingwa, Osisioma, Isialangwa North, Isialangwa South, and Ubunabo, and we also welcome our brothers from the Okwa East and West. So just because you're born in this geographical location, you are qualified to be a member. And also, if you are married into wherever, whether you are Nigerian, you are any country at all that you are married to an Ungwa, you are automatically qualified to be a member of Ungwa Cultural Organization. Then by location, if you live in New York City, New York State, and its environs, you are also qualified. In addition to the qualification by birth or by marriage, you are qualified to be part of the Ungwa Cultural Organization. And this is an organization, as you can see, the name, cultural. We try to make sure that we pass on our heritage, our culture, whatever we are known for, we are dedicated to pass it on to the next generation, to make sure, even though that we are in diaspora, that we maintain and our kids know where they came from. and they carry it on from generation to generation.
From the history we have from our elders that came together to from this organization, because Ngwa people, know themselves. Ngwa people want to bring themselves together, even though we are in diaspora. We need to have our, put ourselves together as a family and also take care of ourselves in case there's a need or there's challenges. We have somebody to call on. And that was the history regarding the formation of NC Ngwa Cultural Organization in the New York. And this association continued to thrive, continued to grow, continued to have new members coming in. How we came to the United States and found this organization in existence, and we became part of it.
Love for one another, commitment to what it means to be an Ngwa person here in a foreign land. So that interest, that desire to still maintain, to be, even though we are away from home, to still feel at home, that is what brought us together. And that's what has been keeping us.
Once in a month, we cook, we eat, we have fun, we bring our young ones, which every month our young people want to come to that meeting, because that's where they will see all their youth, they see their friends, they run around, they chat. That's what we have here as NCO meeting. And with that NCO meeting, both young and old, we have people that married outside our Ngwa people. They marry them outside, that they're not even born and married and Ngwa, but they are born here. Some of them are born here. Some of them are the Ngwa people. They born them Ngwa. They marry outside Ngwa, or they marry outside the state. We don't discriminate. Our child is our child. If you are Ngwa person, if you are coming to our meeting, you come with your husband. We receive you. We receive your husband. You and your husband, you are made up of Ngwa, and we receive them as Ngwa people. In our meeting, we don't discriminate.
The Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, through the National Mental Health Program, in collaboration with ECHO's Africa Initiatives, USA, proudly present. The 2026 Mental Health and Gender-Based Violence Conference. Theme, Invisible Wounds. Understanding mental health, trauma, gender-based violence and their impact on society. Join renowned global mental health experts, national policymakers, healthcare professionals, community leaders, and mental health ambassadors from Nollywood and the entertainment industry for 3 transformative days of learning, dialogue, innovation, and action.
There's an African proverb that it takes a village to raise a child. Mental health is everybody's business.
Together, we can replace stigma with understanding, silence with hope, and despair with healing. Because mental health is everyone's business. Be part of the movement. Register today. For sponsorship, partnership, and registration details, visit our website or call the numbers on your screen. Together, let's heal minds, strengthen communities, and transform lives. Mental Health and Gender-Based Violence Conference Nigeria 2026. Register and secure your spot now. Mental health is a human right.
You will have to hold on to your culture, because there are so many things involved in your culture, right? Culture comes with respect. You respect your culture and you respect yourself, right? And if you look at our culture, it comes from the same respect. From there they start to develop this, develop that. got it's a lot. I don't know what happened. Mgbe echekwara mara ala ma ọ bụ ndị ịsọchi ma chi ọkụlezi mgbe na ọjị na chọrọ ndị ka anyị nọ wee nye ndị ọbịa ịma ndị ga n'ime oge dị ihe ịma ndị onye akpa ya gawa mma ndị bụ.
Despite the fact that Mother Nature, which is the weather, had wanted to disrupt that event, but because that we had planned very well, there was a lot of publicity and a lot of things were put in place just to make that event successful. That's why you saw, regardless of the weather condition on that very day, it was successful.
The Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, through the National Mental Health Program, in collaboration with ECHO's Africa Initiatives, USA, proudly present the 2026 Mental Health and Gender-Based Violence Conference. Theme: Invisible Wounds. Understanding mental health, trauma, gender-based violence and their impact on society. Join renowned global mental health experts, national policymakers, healthcare professionals, community leaders, and mental health ambassadors from Nollywood and the entertainment industry for 3 transformative days of learning, dialogue, innovation, and action.
There's an African proverb that it takes a village to raise a child. Mental health is everybody's business.
Together, we can replace stigma with understanding, silence with hope, and despair with healing. Because mental health is everyone's business. Be part of the movement. Register today. For sponsorship, partnership, and registration details, visit our website or call the numbers on your screen. Together, let's heal minds, strengthen communities, and transform lives. Mental Health and Gender-Based Violence Conference Nigeria 2026. Register and secure your spot now. Mental health is a human right.
The Ngwa people in New York, which are for the Ngwa Cultural Organization, New York, was born out of necessity. It's a child of necessity. Because if you recall, between I think 1966 to 1970, Nigeria fought a very bad civil war in which Ngwa Nation was among the Biafran country that was in the defense, where so many casualties, there were so many needs. So already there were other people in New York during that war who had already migrated, either schooling as graduate students who couldn't go back during the war. So there was need. It was one out of need to see what can we do for our people at home. How can we support the refugees who have been impacted by this war? Because of it, they got together informally then to send it to live and then send money to Biafra. Then as the war ended in the 1970s, they also continued that solidarity because even the war had ended. There were so many needs, and also some students migrated from Nigeria, came to New York also. New York was one of the places they had to come to study that. So there were lots of needs, both there and here. There were so many new immigrants. So they come together to support each other. And then as time goes on, they see that there is need to formalize that association and make it all-encompassing for students, for newcomers, for oldcomers. For any simple person that has an Ngwa identity was allowed to come together. So in 1974, summer of 1974, the Ngwa Cultural Organization was born.
Ngwa Cultural Organization of New York is an organization, first of all, that you become a member by just because you are born or married and the Ngwa local government areas of Abia State in Nigeria. You know the Obingwa, Osisioma, Isialangwa North, Isialangwa South, and Ubunabo, and we also welcome our brothers from the Okwa East and West. So just because you're born in this geographical location, you are qualified to be a member. And also, if you are married into wherever, whether you are Nigerian, you are any country at all that you are married to an Angwa, you are automatically qualified to be a member of Ngwa Cultural Organization. Then by location, if you live in New York City, New York State, and its environs, you are also qualified. In addition to the qualification by birth or by marriage, you are qualified to be part of the Ngwa Cultural Organization.
I'm married to a Ngwa woman, so I'm a part of it. I'm from Ubretasa, Okwa local government area. Okay, Okwa West, that's where I belong. Due to the fact that my wife is from Ngwa, Isialangwa, I joined that. So far, nobody has told me you're not Ngwa or this. And we were in school, we came as Ngwa, not this. That started from home. Okay, even when we came here years ago, 40-something years ago, when we come to a place, nobody cares where you come from. We're all Nigerians. We're not going to say, I'm from here. All these organizations weren't then. We came together and we went to school. It's all Nigerians organization, not this. So all those things, I can tell you what happened, and then things are changing, and we have to change with the society.
Echoes from the Valley, storytelling for social change. Watch every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on BronxNet TV, USA. Also showing every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. on Africa Independent Television, AIT. And streaming anytime on our social media platforms. Echoes from the Valley, storytelling for social change.
Well, it was my first time doing it. I really didn't know what to do. It was the first time to just stand, shake, and just feel happy.
Our culture is a spirit that passed on to our children, and we also believe that this thing are passing to the next generation to come. So you see us standing behind as the administrators of this organization for now. We are holding our culture tenaciously. We are holding to our hearts, not just living there. We want to pass it to the next generation, like our elders I previously mentioned, about 40 decades plus. They formed this organization, they continue with this culture, they pass it on to us. It is also our responsibility to pass the same culture, our tradition, our heritage to our people. And that's what we are doing. The most interesting thing is our children are embracing it, and we're so happy that they are taking part in our cultural activities.
Few years ago, the guy that used to do masquerade, a gig, died. And they died almost during the time of our cultural night. There was nobody to carry the masquerade. Dr. Rock Ojuko, he was in his 80s, came and said, "Mom, again on that." I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You have to carry this one, then I carry the other one." This is the thing. So he was tell me, get involved. And he didn't say it that I will do it. No, he wants me to do it as he's doing it. So for us who are here, we have to bring our children, teach them how to do it. If you want something to change, you have to be a part of it.
I'm going to make reference to what happened during the cultural night, whereby you see how all of them, they came out. The younger generation I'm talking about, right? They came out, they were so happy, they participated on the performance. If that's the case, what do we do to make sure they join us? Because they are the future of the organization. Otherwise, if we don't do whatever sacrifice we can, whatever we can do to bring them in the next 20 years, there will be no NCO.
Echoes from the Valley, storytelling for social change. Watch every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on BronxNet TV, USA. Also showing every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. on Africa Independent Television, AIT. And streaming anytime on our social media platforms. Echoes from the Valley, storytelling for social change.
Ndị ngwa kwenu ọ bụ nwa afọ ngwa amụrụla ala ngwa lụọla ala ngwa proud ngwa lady. I'm here in New York representing NCO Cultural, NCO Social Secretary. There's nothing like NCO, nothing, or any cultural organization here in New York that is better than NCO. Let the person come out. NCO Awansa.
I don't know if you attended the last convention. You see when NCO came out with our music, everybody ran away because I am Bodogodimba.
And Obara Nico, say Boboleno. Barabiava, NCO. Hendeka, NCO Akalam. Agamebo Nyangwa, Abmonangwa, Major Low Water. Agakwamebo Nyangwa, Law Body Langwa, all the possible, but remember NCO. ndị ka anyị ndewo.
Echoes from the Valley. Storytelling for social change.